Good morning, everyone. Hope you all are doing well. So, today we will see the class and object in the Python. Like every high level programming language, Python also support OOPS. OOPS belongs to object oriented programming language. Almost everything in Python is an object and with its property and methods. Class is like an object constructor, or we can say that this one is the blueprint for creating object. To create class in Python, we use the keyword class. For example, we can see here, create a class with the name of my class and with the property name of x. So in this way, we will write the program here. Class is the keyword and my class is the class name which we define. And x equals to 5 here we have given, and x is the property. When we will run this program, then we will get output this one, class underscore underscore main underscore and underscore dot my class. My class is the name which is given by users. Okay. Now we can use the class name my class to create a object. In order to create a object, suppose here we consider object name p1 and print the value of x. Then my class will be assigned in object p1. So we will write like that, p1 equals to my class parenthesis open parenthesis close. And now we will print p1 dot x. If we will run this program, then we will get the output 5 like that. The above two example, like this one, class my class equals to 5 x equals to 5 and create an object name p1 and print the value of x. These both forms are the very simplest form to create the class and object in Python, and these forms are really not used for the real life application. In order to use in real life applications, we use class as a function of build function, and this build function is the underscore underscore init. Here we will call it init. Okay, so underscore underscore init underscore underscore parenthesis open and parenthesis close. These are really used in real life to create the class for real life applications. So let me read this one for you. The above examples are classes and object in their simplest form and are not really used full in real life application. To understand the meaning of classes, we have to understand the built-in function, that is underscore underscore init underscore underscore parenthesis open and parenthesis close. All classes have a function class init which is always executed when the class is being initiated. Use the init function to assign values to object property or other operation that are necessary to do when the object is being created. So this one is the example. Create a class with the name of person and use the underscore underscore init underscore underscore function to assign value for name and age. So here we see the example. We take a keyword class and create the class with the name of person and define one function, that is the underscore underscore init underscore underscore, and inside the parenthesis we define the properties, or we can say that the parameters. So here we have taken 3 parameters: self, name, age. First parameter is always reference parameter that are used to read the further instance like name and age. So here self dot name equals to name, self dot age equals to age. Now we define the object. We define the object p1 and p1 assign the value of this class person. So here p1 equals to person parenthesis open and we give the name John and age 36. Now we will print it. Print p1 means object dot instance name which we have defined in the parameter, and second one is the print p1 dot age. When we run this program, then we will get the output John and 36. John is the name and age is the 36 of that person. Okay. The int function is called automatically every time the class is being used to create a new object. Means whenever we will write a class function, then automatically function it will be called. Okay. Next one is the object method. Object can also maintain methods. Method is objects or function that belong to the object. Let us create a method in the person class. Insert a function that prints a greeting and execute it on the p1 object. Here class is the keyword and we create the person class. Now we define the inbuilt function. Int self is the reference parameter, name and age is the properties of this class. Same self.name equals to name, self.age equals to age. Then we define the method, my method with the name of my function, and here we call this parameter self. Now print the hello my name is. Now we will assign this class in the object p1. So p1 equals to person John that 36. Now we will call this class by using method like p1 dot my function. When we run this program, then we will get hello my name is John. Okay, because in print function we have only called self dot name properties of this class, so that's why we are getting hello my name is John. Okay. As I have already mentioned that self parameter is a reference to the current instance of the class and is used to access the variable that belong to the class. Variables means other properties of this class. Like in the previous example, here we can see that self is the reference parameter and name and age is the other properties of this class, and these other properties will be called or will be referenced with the help of self reference, will be referred with the help of reference self. Okay. So we can say that self parameter is a reference to the current instance of the class and is used to access the variable that belongs to the class. It does not have to be named self. It is not necessary that its name will be only self. We can put whatever we want, but it whatever we want. Suppose in example, I want to put I want to replace the self by the name of my silly object and abc instance of the self. Then we can write here class person define int function, and in place of self we define here my silly object dot name dot age. Now we will call my silly object dot name equals to name, my silly object dot age equals to age. Now define the method my function with abc, then print the hello my name is plus dot abc plus abc dot name. Now we assign this class in the object p1 equals to person John 36. Now we call this function using this object p1. So p1 dot my function. When we will run this program, I think net is not working. Wait. Okay, so when we run this program, I think net is very slow. So when we run this program, then we will get hello my name is John. Here we can see that reference self is replaced by the my silly object, and now we will refer further instances by using my silly object, that my silly object dot name equals to name, my silly object dot age equals to age. Then we define the function, we define the method with the name of my function, and we write the program like that, print hello my name is abc dot name, and we call this program. Then we get the output hello my name is John. Okay. Further we can modify the object property. Okay, so you can modify property of an object like this. Set the age of p1 equals to 40. Initially we have taken here age equals to 36. Now suppose if we want to modify this object p1 equals to person, then we can directly modify it like that. P1 age equals to 40 means in this object p1 there is an instance of property with the name of age, that is the 36, will be now replaced by the 40, and the way to replace it is p1 dot age equals to 40. Okay, so in this way we can modify the object of any class. We can also delete the object of any class by using del keywords. You can delete properties on object by using the del keywords. Example, delete the age property from the p1 object. Now in p1 object we have assigned the property name and age. Suppose if we want to delete the age from this object, then we can use this syntax del p1 dot age, and if we will run this program, then we will get no age. We have already deleted the p1 dot age. Now we print the p1 dot age, then we will get like attribute error, because person object has a no attribute age, because we have already delete by using del property. Okay. As we can delete the particular property from class, also we can delete the whole object by using the del keywords only, and the way of writing is del p1. P1 is the object and del is the process through del is the keyword through which we can delete entire object. If we run this program, then we will get the output name error, p1 is not defined, means there is now no any object such a name of p1. Okay. The pass statement. Class definition cannot be empty, but if you for some reason have a class definition with no content, put in the pass statement to avoid the getting error. If suppose I have defined the class person and there is a no any property, no any parameter, then we have to use pass, otherwise we will get the error. In this case we will not get any kind of the error. Okay, you can see this one is the blank. If we haven't used pass, then in that case we will get error here. Okay, so further we will see the Python inheritance property. Python inheritance allow us to define a class that inherits all the method and property from the another class. There will be two kind of class. One is the parent class and second one is the child class. In parent class is the class being inherited from, also called the base class. Means parent class provide the property that will be inherited by some class, and that class will call child class. Here we can see child class is the class that inherits from another class, also called the derived class. So parents class is the base class and child class is the derived class. This derived class take the property of parents class, that is the base class. Okay, so the way of creating a parent class is like that. Any class can be parent class, so the syntax is the same as creating any other class. Example, create a class name person with property first name and last name, and method with print name. So here we can see as like as our previous example, class equals to person. We define the inbuilt function in it, and having the property self, first name, last name. Now we refer the instances of property by using the referred word self. So we can see here self dot first name equals to first name, self dot last name equals to last name. Now we define the method with the name of print name. So define print name self. Now we print the self dot first name comma self dot last name. Now we define the object s that will assign the value of this parent class, that is the person, and now we print the x print name, and when we run this program, then we get the output John or Doe, because here we pass the value John and Doe in object x. Okay, for creating child class, to create a class that inherits the functionality from another class, send the parent class as a parameter when creating the child class. Example, creates a class name student which will inherit the properties and methods from the person class. So simply we will write class student. Now our further class is child class is student, and this child student class will inherit the properties of this parents class, that is the person. If we pass the simply, then if we use the password, that means that means use the pass keyword when you do not want to add any other property or method to the class. If we want to only copy the properties and method of the parents class, then we use the pass keyword. By using this pass keyword, simply student child class will take all the property and methods from the his or her parents class, that is the person. Now the student class has the same property, as we can see here. Now the student class has the same properties and method as the person class. Okay, as example, use the student class to create an object and then execute the print name method. Now we have assigned the object x equals to student Mike Olson, and we print it x dot print name. When we run this program, then we will get now Mike and Olson, as this value is passed in student class. However, it's taken all the property of parents class, that is the person. Okay, now we are moving further. Add the int function. So far we have created the child class that inherits the property and method from its parents. We want to add the int function to the child class also instead of the pass keyword. So for that note, the int function is called automatically every time, as we know the class is being used to create a new object. So example here, add the int function to the student class. So again we are creating here one child class student that taking the property from its parents class person. Now we are defining the int function, and this int function having the property self name, first name and last name. Okay, so when you add this function, the child class will no longer inherit the parents int function, because the child inherit function override the inheritance of the parents int function. If we like simply in this way, as we can see, define int underscore underscore and the properties name. In this way, simply child class will override the function of our inherent properties of parents class. So to keep the inheritance of the parents int function, add a call to parents int function. Okay, int function. So here we can see, here we have created class student child class with the name of student and taking the property of parents class person, and for this child class we define the int function that having the properties self, f name and last name, and we want this child class also will have its parent property. Then we write down like that, person is the parents class dot int function and having the same property self, first name, last name and this one. So in this way we create the child class that having their own int function property, and also it has taken the inherent property of his or her parents class. So when we run this program, then we get the output, this one, Mike and Olson. Okay, now we have successfully added the int function and kept the inherent of the parent class, and we are ready to add functionality in int function. Use the super function. Python also has a super function that will make the child class inherit all the method and properties from its parents. So in this case, by mentioning the name of parents class, we can also mention here super function. By writing in this way super function, that means again this child class that is with the name of student will also inherit the property of his or her parent class, that is the person. Okay, So by using super function, you do not have to use the name of the parent element. It will automatically inherit the methods and property from its parent, as I have already told you. Means by using super function, we can also copy the method and properties of his or her parents class. Okay. Add property. We can also add a property called here as a graduation year to the student class, and the way of adding a property is simply we will add self dot graduation year equal to 2019. So when we run this program, then we have got the output 2019. Here we can see that till here we have all our previous program, and now extra we have added the one extra property, that is the self graduation year equal to 2019. Now assign this student class, that is the child class, to this object x. How we only now print the x dot graduation year, then we will able to get this value 2019 from our child class. Okay. In the example below, the year 2019 should be variable and pass into the student class when creating student object. To do so, add another parameter int function. Okay. So add a year parameter and pass the correct year when creating object. So in this way we can write also, when we add self dot graduation year, that means our object becomes now a student, that is the child class, and this student child class already having these two properties, and now by adding this one self dot graduation year equal to year, we have added one extra property, that is the 2019. When we run this program, then we get the 2019 extra property. Okay. Add method. Add a method called welcome to the student class. Means in case of child class, we can also add another method. The way of adding another method is like this. This one is our previous code, and in this previous code we will get we will add one extra method with the name of welcome, and the way of writing is define welcome, and this one having the property self. Now we print welcome self first name comma self last name to the class of self graduation year. When we run this program, then we get the output welcome Mike Olson to the class of 2019. Okay. One point is here important that we should note it, that is the if you add a method in the child class with the same name as a function in the parent class, the inheritance of the parent method will be overridden. Okay. So this one is the basic things about the class and object in the Python, because Python also support high level language as other programming language, and like that it support to create class and object. Okay, thank you.